Hey folks, Randy here with Doing Cut and Trim. So, I want to give you guys a heads up on something. This is something that happens every year, but it's a little different this year. So, I wanted to give you guys kind of a heads up on it, just let you know what's going on. You guys that have been around for a while, you already know about this stuff. But for you guys that might be newer, just want to give you the heads up. So, every year, this time of year, it was the beginning of the lawn season. This is when the crazy people come out. Okay, every single year in April and May, I get probably 95% of my complaints. And it's because you've got people that are looking for a new lawn service, and frankly, they're either impossible to make happy or they're looking to screw you over. I've been fortunate because of the way I do things, where I keep a credit card on file that really minimizes the amount of ripping off that people are able to do, but it doesn't minimize the amount of crazy people that contact Doing Cut and Trim. With all that's going on with the world right now, I've noticed a new kind of crazy. People have been contacting Doing Cut and Trim, and my scam radar has just been going through the roof. And you guys that have been in business for a while, you know what I'm talking about. Where you start talking to somebody, or somebody just you can see it in an email, where somebody contacts you and you're like, this guy's a scam. I know he is. I'll play along with him, but I know this is a scam. And so something that's happened to me, I want to say 6 times in the last 36 hours. In the last 36 hours, I've had six different people contact me requesting lawn maintenance, but wanting to know what payment options I accept. And as soon as I say we're card on file, they're gone. They either just hang up or they don't respond to the emails. And this is, I don't like to think the worst of people, but what I think is happening is people are facing a financial crunch. And so they're looking for ways to rip people off. And so I think what's happening, and sometimes I wonder if there's like a Facebook group for broke people trying to get free stuff. And all these people must have been in that group or something, because all these folks, it's all been the same question. Like, I've gotten it over the phone. I've gotten it through Google. You know how customers can message you through Google My Business. And I've gotten people contacting me through email. And it's all the same. We would like lawn maintenance ASAP. What payment terms do you offer? And it's always credit card on file, and they say nope, and that's it. So you got to keep an eye out whenever your scam radar kind of goes off. Pay really close attention to that. The other thing that happens is you'll get all the kind of crazy customers that are just impossible to make happy. I've had a couple of them that are like that. I had one lady contact me, and this is something that always happens in April and May. So you can't let this kind of stuff destroy your business, okay? Because you'll end up fixating on it, and you need to just move on from these people. 2 years ago, I had a lady that contacted me. She wanted her grass cut. I got to her yard. There was literally no grass in the front yard. It was sand, literal sand, and the backyard was a hot mess. I did the best I could with the backyard, and I just hit the front yard with a trimmer because there was no grass. There was just some weeds here and there, but there was no grass. She called me that day and said we did an absolutely horrible job on her front yard, the yard with no grass. And, I talked to her. I was like, you don't even have grass in your front yard. I don't understand how you could be unhappy with the service on it. And she just fussed with me back and forth and said she would be willing to accept half of her money back. And I don't play that game with people, okay? If I know I did a good job and you're trying to negotiate with me on your crappy yard, I don't play that game. So what I do is I pay them to go away. So she paid me $35 to do that. She then informed me that she's a crazy lady. So I paid her $35 to go away and never contact us again. That's how I handle it. Did I say that was last year? Because now I'm confused. That was either 2 years ago or last year, and this person I'm about to talk about is whatever the other one. I had another lady, we'll call her Vicky. And Vicky, she hired us for lawn maintenance. It was bi-weekly. And I showed up at her property, and her grass was long and thick. She had one of those yards where she probably fertilized, but it was bi-weekly, and you couldn't fit a commercial mower on it, or like a 36-inch mower. You couldn't even fit a Time Master on there because her gates were so small. So the only way to mow her lawn was with a 21-inch. And so I did the best I could, but 21-inch was kind of underpowered, so I had to mow the whole thing a couple of times. But it was also an unbelievable amount of trimming because she had so much stuff in her front yard. Like she had it was all Baltimore Ravens themed stuff. So like Baltimore Ravens themed flamingos, Baltimore Ravens themed lighthouses, Baltimore Ravens themed plows, 2 plows. Why? But just, and when I say flamingos, I mean like 7 or 8 flamingos, 2 plows, and I don't know, it might have been 5 lighthouses, and just other just junk. And she would call and say, "You did an awful job." I was like, "No, I didn't." And she was like, "You need to move that stuff next time." I'm like, "I'm not moving your lighthouse. I'm not moving your Ravens themed plows. These things look like they haven't moved in 20 years. I'm not going to touch those things. They fall apart, and then you'd be mad at me." And I should have just dropped her then, but I didn't because I was at that point where I still kind of needed money, And so I mowed her lawn 3 times. Every time she told me it was awful and horrible. And when you got a customer you can't make happy, instead of trying to fix it, you need to recognize early, look, you're not going to make this lady happy. Move on. And so I didn't do that. She ended up dropping me, and I was all upset about it. But if I would have just let her go in the beginning, it wouldn't have been a big deal. So you'll get a lot of scammers in the beginning of the season, and you get a lot of crazy people in the beginning of the season. Don't let those people get you down. Just deal with it and move on. Lawn season's starting soon. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, but there is a lot of money to still be made, man. So don't sit on the sidelines. Don't think just because this year might be a rough year that you just can sit it out. You need to get to work, and you need to be marketing and putting yourself out there and making that money, man. So this is Randy with Dolan Cut and Trim. Don't let the crazy people get you down, all right? Have a good one.